right, welcome back to this very, very special episode of Crash Out Tuesdays, okay? And today we're going to get into a couple things, and starting with number one at the top of the list, we got to talk about Steve Smith. Who is Steve Smith? Steve Smith is a former NFL player. He's a former Rose Bowl winner, Pro Bowl winner. This guy is a legend, NFL legend, okay? And he has had a very, very lucrative career in football. And beyond football, he has had a lucrative career in broadcasting, okay? Now, he has been around the league for several years, but so has someone else, okay? This guy that we're going to talk about, who has outed his wife for cheating with Steve Smith, okay? This is alleged, but I mean the text messages. We got all the receipts that we need, right? We got him calling Steve Smith. We got the husband crashing out, calling Steve Smith, posting the receipts online, tagging everybody. Listen, it's a mess. But first, before we get into what I gotta say about it, I want y'all to see what Shannon Sharpe and Ocho, who y'all know is closely connected to the NFL still. I want y'all to see what they had to say about it, and then we're going to go from there and just build up this case, because it's crazy. All right? Let's get to it, y'all.
And everybody been wanting to talk about it.
Yeah, what
happened? Now, the most requested topic of the night.
Ocho, talking about what happened.
Senior was caught having an affair with another man's wife. First, a Facebook post appeared that was clearly written by the husband. I mean, you guys can see it. It's like, hey, I'm Nicole Martinez, though. I won't be Martinez much longer. You see, I've been cheating on my husband and been doing so with the very famous Steve Smith Sr. Pitch attached for reference. I had hidden under 3, but that's been fixed. My husband bought me a house. He stood by my side after I've been arrested twice for domestic violence, and this is how I repay him and our son. 3's plenty of messages here. Steve's crazy. The kind of revealing messages a celebrity will send. Baltimore Ravens, I'm also a member of your team band. I believe I violated some fraternization rules by hooking up with Steve at the training facility. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Listen, this is a epic level crash out. Epic level crash out. And Shannon Sharpe didn't do it. He didn't do this post justice, all right? Let me tell y'all exactly what happened. So Antonio Martinez is the husband of this woman that has been cheating on him with Steve Smith, okay? And he has logged into her Facebook account and posted under her name, letting all of her friends know, all of her contacts know, everybody that's closely associated with her, whether it's her network, her job, associates, friends, family, he is letting all of them know in real time on a post on Facebook, hey, I'm throwing it all out there under her name, okay? So Shannon Sharpe didn't really do it justice reading it. He didn't do it like I did, would have did it, because I would have gave y'all some flavor, you know? But, nonetheless, that's the story, okay? And let's continue.
Mercy.
Then when this happened, I've been out here in the Bahamas. I ain't hear nothing about this.
Hold on, Ocho. And then the husband called Smitty and posted the video. Now, I don't know if there's some kind of like, don't you have to record someone? Don't you have to have, it's state by state. In Vegas, it's only one party. So the party that's recording, they know it. The other party don't. California, I think it's a 2-state. But anyway, Ocho, the husband called Smitty and posted the video. Let's take a listen to what was said.
Hey, yo, Steve.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you been my wife, bro. What you gotta say for yourself?
I'm sorry.
You're sorry?
What the fuck you want him to say? What you want him to say?
Well, listen. He said he's sorry. He said he's sorry, Unc.
It's not funny. I'm sorry.
Now listen, this is what you don't do. This is as a man, understanding. You know, that's my wife, girlfriend, someone you're seeing, someone you're talking to. You never confront the individual because Steve Smith Sr. owes you no loyalty.
Steve Smith ain't married to you, bro.
She's not married. Steve is not married to you. You talk to your wife. You check your wife, and that goes for any and everybody. I know a lot of people you want to crash out about your woman and all this stuff, man.
Or your man.
Or your man. Listen, it goes both ways. It always comes down to me again. Understand who you're marrying. Understand human nature. Human nature is undefeated. I'm gonna say that as well. I don't care how people come off. I don't care how innocent they may seem. I don't care how much they tell you they love you. When certain opportunities present themselves, they gonna go. When certain opportunities with certain individuals that are convenient and they feel they can get away with it, they're going to go. I don't care how much love there is. I don't care how much money you got. It doesn't matter. Understand who you're dealing with and move accordingly. I mean, I say it all the time. Listen, had a family, kids, husband, he doing everything, he's doing this, and you upset. There's no reason to call Steve. That's not doing nothing. You take that up with the wife, you take it up with the missus.
Well, I think the thing is what the gentleman was doing is that, like, okay, if I'm gonna get a divorce, I'm gonna try to mess your home up also.
Yeah.
That's what this was about. I ain't answering.
Hey,
First of all, that ain't my MO. That's not me. You married? Oh, this ain't nothing. It's something. You know what, don't just keep it a buck with me. You married, and I'm a firm believer in this. A man might not want his wife, but the moment another man shows interest, all of a sudden it gets rekindled. And
No. Hell
like
no.
you just said at the top, people will crash out about certain situations. That crime of passion, and juries are very sympathetic. They're very sympathetic in situations like this. Crime of passion. Leave it alone, guys. If they're married, just let it go. Smitty, my guy, I've known Smitty 20 years.
Same.
Great. Just saw him. Hey, he was just at my party at the Super Bowl. Had a great conversation with him. I love the guy. Hard nosed the way he played, X, Y, and Z. But, bro, you need to take that up with your wife.
Yeah.
Smitty owes you no loyalty. He's under no obligation. Now, he's going to have to deal with the issue at home, on his own situation. But this I don't know the gentleman's name. That's a situation you got to handle with your wife. She has the loyalty clause. She's the one that has an obligation to you.
I absolutely agree with what Shannon Sharp just said on some levels anyway. I absolutely agree. You know, your wife, your spouse, your partner is the person that owes you loyalty, not the rest of the world. You are with that person. You are building a connection with that person. You are building a family with that person. You are building a relationship with that person. That person owes you loyalty. You need to be able to be with somebody who you do not have to worry about in whatever room they are in. If you cannot be or find with somebody who you do not have to worry about, who you constantly always behind the scenes you worried about whether or not they're going to step out on you, you need to leave that situation. It is going to end badly. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you from experience. It's going to end badly. Nothing good will come of it. And I agree. I agree that the offending party does not owe you loyalty. They do not owe you an explanation. However, y'all, I say this all the time on this channel. I say it all the time. You cannot dictate the response of the offended party. You cannot dictate the response of the person who has been offended. You don't get to decide how that person reacts to the offense. You don't. I'm sorry. It's out of your hands. I know we all want to believe that there's some special rule book somewhere where we all got to sit and follow it. where if you crash out because of your spouse, man or woman, that you in the wrong, you need to confront your spouse instead of the person that they was with. I know that that's the special rule book somewhere that's unlisted, that's written. I know that's the code, quote unquote, right? But no, listen, I told you I watch true crime. I watch true crime documentaries all the time, true crime stories. I'm a true crime junkie. Got a true crime channel, right? So I have seen this play out 10,000 times over, y'all. This could have, and they're lucky that this didn't go beyond the crash out that he did on social media. They lucky that he didn't go into that tool bag. They're lucky that he did not go into that. I've seen it. Y'all seen it too. We've heard the stories about husbands crashing out about their wife. Oh, okay. Oh, you doing this? All right. How about I'm gonna kill everybody? I'm gonna take everybody up out of here. Everybody is getting their wings today. We seen it. So y'all lucky it didn't go there. But again, you do not get to decide. You don't get to decide the crash out. You can't reason with a crash out. You can't. Which means you don't get to dictate what it is or how they respond to your offense. To the disrespect. Y'all always, listen, I know that there's a fictional, especially in our community, there's a fictional playbook somewhere. There's a fictional playbook that you gotta respond. You gotta keep it course. You gotta keep it G. You gotta keep it, nah. No, there's people out here that don't play about the person that they're with. Flat out. There's people out here that are willing to crash all the way out. Kids involved don't matter. They're willing to take it beyond the grave. You got to be aware of that. You got to be aware of who you're dealing with. You got to be aware. Listen, man. If y'all don't listen to nothing else, listen to this. Men. And what I don't like is that they're somewhat absolving, right? They're somewhat absolving Steve Smith of his actions. We can't do that. We got to, as men, if you know you've been on some fuckery and you know you've been out here messing around, just go ahead, fess up to it, bro. Take your lumps, take your L's. You know what you've been out here doing. You have to take that accountability in whatever form that looks like. Whether it's a crash out from the other side or whether it's you losing your family or your job. You got to be ready to take that L. I'm just telling you what I know. I'm telling you. Let's see what else he got to say before we get to the meat and bones of this.
To you. Go ahead, Ocho.
I gotta been around too long, man. Been around too long, too much experience. It ain't even worth it.
It's not, but
it ain't even worth it. You know.
That's the thing. It's not worth it, but you can't tell that to a crash out, y'all. You don't get to decide if it's worth it or not. That's not you. You don't get to decide that. The crash out decides. The offended party, the one who has been disrespected, gets to choose. Gets to decide how to handle it. Unfortunately, that's how it works. So y'all like accountability everywhere. Y'all like it in rap music. Y'all like it in lyrics. Y'all like disrespecting. Y'all like it everywhere. Except when it's on your doorstep. Except when it's on your doorstep. Nope, you don't get to decide. Now, let's get to, I want to read a little bit of this article because it kind of gives you a little bit more insight on the background of Steve Smith himself. Okay, it says Steve Smith Sr. has been married to his childhood sweetheart, wife, Angie, since 2000, y'all. That is 25 years of marriage. 25 years of marriage, that ain't easy. That ain't easy. That is not easy. 25 years of marriage. It's not easy. That is an accomplishment. Although it might be over now. But they had 25 years in the game together. Right? After the pair met while studying together at the University of Utah, they tied the knot while still in college and have been together ever since. With Angie by his side throughout his time in the NFL and his post-playing days on TV. The pair have 4 children together. Peyton, I don't want to read the children's names, recently posed together for an adorable Christmas photo. Listen, posing for a Christmas photo, after you have been drilling another man's wife is wild work. How bad is it, y'all? Well, let's get to it.
Hey, yo, Steve.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you've been fucking my wife, bro. What you gotta say for yourself?
I'm sorry.
You're sorry? You fucking knew she was married. You're not a fucking idiot, man. You're fucking Steve Smith Sr. What kind of dumb shit was that? Why are you quiet, man? Be a fucking man.
The silence is deafening, y'all. I did not pause it. That's just how
Steve.
silent it's been. All right, let me read this because Tony Martinez, the husband of the wife who has been getting her back blasted out, he posted this. He says, Steve Smith, he tagged Steve Smith, says, you a bitch. You talk a lot of shit on TV, but that's all you about. Grab my pocket. And then he proceeds to tag TMZ, the Ravens, AB84, I don't know what that is. One of y'all let me know in the comments, I'm sure. And the Panthers. He is willing to go the distance. This is somebody that is willing to go the distance. These are the craziest ones and the most dangerous ones that you got to watch out for if you messing around with a married woman. Just don't do it, man. These are the types of people that you got to watch out for. I'm telling you.
You ain't a fucking man, bro. All that shit you do on fucking TV, all that shit talking you do to other people. Now someone's got you on the fucking phone, you can't even fucking man up.
What you want him to say? Hung up. All right. So these are the messages that he posted on Twitter with the receipts. Buddy came with the receipts, y'all. Again, he tagged everybody and he says, Steve Smith has been blowing my wife's back out. I got receipts. You nasty AF, Steve. Hope your wife gets paid. He is willing to crash all the way out. I want your family messed up like I am. I want your family in shambles like mine is his train of thought. Again, y'all don't get to decide. So, here's the text message. Let's get it. He says, it's 20 degrees. Steve said, I'm going to turn you over and get deep inside of you. The wife responded. She said,
You're so hot. Deep is an understatement. It felt like you were going to rearrange my IUD. You were so deep. LOL.
Jesus Christ. That is... I'm not going to lie to y'all. Like, if I was Tony Martinez and I read this, my wife just said this, that you about to arrange her IUD. My God, bro. All y'all saying that y'all would have took it to the grave, just shut the fuck up. All of y'all saying that Tony Martinez is out of pocket. He never would have let the work. Again, you don't get to decide. Just be quiet, sit back, and watch this play out. And you keep yourself out of harm's way. Keep yourself out of a situation like this. Let's continue. Again, he tagged in another post. He tagged everybody, but even more people. He tagged the NFL Network, Ghost Golf Club. He tagged the golf club, yo. Yeti Coolers. I'm assuming, you know what? I'm assuming Steve Smith might have a contract with Yeti Coolers. He's trying to mess up the money. He is trying to get to the bag and fuck up the bag for Steve Smith. That's how bad he wants his life on fire. Burn it all down. Y'all know some people. Y'all know some people willing to burn it all down. You gotta be careful who you messing with out here. It's some people willing to burn it all. I don't care. I'll spend whatever time. She met Steve Smith. No, he says, my wife works for the Marching Ravens. And then at the Ravens. She met Steve Smith Sr. at work. Steve Smith has been blowing my wife's back out. I got receipts. I got a lot more, homie. Wow. All right, let's get to it. She says, wow, you look stunning, Steve said. About to go work out. I'm getting a little chunky. And then sends her a selfie pic. Oh, you was all in. This is more than, yeah. And see, that's the thing about this, too. Because this is more than just a fling. You sending selfies telling her you about to go work out. You sharing your inner demons with her. Steve Smith was wrapped up. Oh, you was wrapped up in the affair. But let's keep going. It says, take me deep down your throat. Like you kind of like, you wanted to suck me off. She says,
I did. I would have gagged on it, but I had to come home, unfortunately.
I felt like she wanted to write unfortunately right there. Steve says, you enjoy it. You like to feel it. My God. She says,
I like feeling it deep in my wet.
Y'all know. She like feeling deep in that hot box. Steve Smith said, me too. Letting you taste it, though, would be a turn on. I would have shot my nut all inside you. Jesus Christ, yo. Reading this has got to be some type of psychological damage to the husband, yo. I'm not gonna lie. And I feel sorry for him because reading this as a husband, my God, I can't imagine. Yeesh. She says,
I love making you. I enjoy it more when you burst inside of me.
She was fanned out too. She was fanned out too. They both entangled. She says,
I agree.
what's that say?
That's why I came back. The connection was something I couldn't just walk away from. The passion is hard to forget.
Steve says, I wasn't alone with it. She says,
No, I was right there with you. Stadium full of people and I only saw you again.
Steve said, you had me wanting to explode Friday, but holding you was quite all right with me. He said quiet. Steve got a little enunciation problem, a little English problem, Steve. Might need to go. She said,
the spark lit fireworks. You are a gentleman. And that was part of the reason I came back. Wanted to give you a proper goodbye.
yeah, damn, yo. Let's read the last bit of it. He said, Steve Smith, he's sending them selfies, boy. She says,
I want to see. I want it in my hand. Thinking about you. I hope you had an amazing day.
Steve said, thanks, babe, and sent a selfie. Yeah, this was more than just a regular affair, y'all. They in deep. They in too deep. They was in too deep. This is more than a regular affair. And again, you don't get to decide how the husband crashes out when he finds out that you've been busting his wife down for who knows how long. Who knows how long? This is a mess. There is no amount of PR that can save this, by the way, either. And you clearly have somebody who is willing to take it all. Can you take it all the way? He willing to take it all the way. Tony Martinez, the husband, is willing to take it all the way. I will burn all of this shit down. As long as I take y'all with me. It's the train of thought here. You got to be careful who you are messing with. Men, it's just not worth it. Like they said at the end in the video, like Shannon Sharp and Ocho said, it's just not worth it, bro. It's not worth messing with a married woman. It's not. You know, a lot of y'all, some people get kicks out of doing it because it gives them some type of self-esteem boost, thinking that they busting down somebody else's girl, somebody else's wife, somebody else's woman. But at the end of the day, it's really not going to provide you what you thought it was, you know, and it's just not worth it because I've seen this go completely left. But that's enough for me. This video is long enough. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this entire situation down in the comments and stick around because there's a lot more to come. We got a lot to talk about. I appreciate y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all for rolling with me. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Later, y'all.